Hi, everyone, and welcome to our extraordinary Everyday Asian Women series. First of all, I'd like to introduce my friend and colleague, Abel. Abel is a communications expert, well known to many of you across Asia. She's an international presenter, a TV personality, a motivational speaker, an author, a Forbes coach. I mean, wow, a host of You Are Able video series. She's quite a rock star. She's going to tell you a little bit more about herself, and I will pick up about how we met and our shared vision. But please, Abel, do tell folks a little bit more about you, and then I'll tell folks why these two very different women, you and I, are coming together in this way.
Well, thank you so much. It's always a bit awkward when people introduce me. Let me tell you, I'm just, I see myself as just a simple girl. There's a lot of roles and titles that I play. But on LinkedIn, a lot of the roles that we play are important because people need to know your abilities and what you can do. But I'm just a simple girl, but I want to achieve a lot of things in my life, and therefore I do a lot of different things. I want to say thank you to you, Harriet. To me, you are not just a friend, but I consider you a mentor. You have so much to teach. You're an inspiration to a lot of people. You help a lot of people also in Asia. And I think that's one of the things that I admire about you as well. But myself is I just do everything under the umbrella of communication. So let's just keep it simple. And I used to be a news anchor. I do a lot of hosting on stages because what I do is related to mass communications and performing arts. And I just love entertaining with words. So I'll just keep it at that. And if you want to know more about me, of course, you can come to, check out my profile. But I'll just let Harriet take it from here and not make a super long introduction of myself.
Suffice it to say that Abel is fantastic to work with, and we both share an extraordinary passion, and that is for the furtherance of women, Asian women, and also a particular interest in Thailand. And today we are looking for nominations, Asian women, Thai women, and I'll explain why. I have lived and worked a lot in Asia, and very much love Thailand. People call it the land of the smiling people. And yes, it is both the focus on nature, the philosophy and religion of Buddhism. And I always like to be around people who are a higher order than me, that I learn from, that I can really see are closer to their core being than others. And a mutual friend, the lovely Alan, introduced Abel and I, and we realized that we both had an interest in the extraordinary lives of Thai women, to be able for us to maybe understand, share, showcase the resilience and extraordinary grace of Thai women. And so we said that we would do a LinkedIn Live to seek nominations. We're going to talk a little bit more about the women that we're looking for to showcase, to really herald both Asian women, but also Thai women up for us to all learn from. And Abel, your Thai roots are not as obvious as at first they might seem. So share with everyone your background as a woman who's deeply connected to Thailand, and your sort of journey and story.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I just want to say, I met Harriet like twice before this, but we do have this common interest. And I also admire Harriet because she has so much power and strength, so much energy. And it's admirable because I finally feel that I'm at a stage in my life where I feel like I could help support others. Whereas before this, I kind of feel like, oh, I don't think I'm there yet, because I'm still struggling and trying to support myself. But I feel like I'm finally at the stage after COVID where I feel I really, really wanted to not just use my voice and with the help of Harriet as well, but to showcase Thai women. I'll just give you a very, very quick example. I'm sure many of you have probably watched the documentary, The Rescue, which I think Harriet's, her background with IBM is a little bit linked to that, and also the movie 13 Lives, which is also related to the cave rescue. And I mentioned this because this is one of the most recent and obvious showcase of Thai spirit. The spirit of Thai people, excuse me, the spirit of Thai people. And just one example is, instead of the parents who suffer deeply because they don't know whether their children are alive or dead in the cave, instead of complaining or saying terrible things about the coach who brought the kids to the cave, they actually wrote letters of thanks to thank him for taking care of their children in the cave, teaching them meditation while they're in the cave. These are the things that, this is from men and women, okay? But this is one characteristic that you can't touch. You cannot, it's something that you only can feel. It's a sense of grace, respect for other human beings, because blaming and all of these, negative feelings is very, very easy to do, but it requires more inner strength, more ability to see the bigger picture, to actually say thank you to somebody instead of just blaming them. And that's kind of one of the characteristics that I can explain to you why I want to showcase, because I have learned so much from Thailand in the last 16 years. My husband is Thai. My mother's mother, my grandmother, actually was from Thailand. And she moved back to Hong Kong with my grandpa. But this country taught me something that I didn't learn while I was in the US. And US is a wonderful country as well. So I learned different things from my Hong Kong route to my US route, and also now as a Thai citizen in Thailand. And that I wanted to help showcase the inner qualities, the grace, the beauty of especially Thai women, or maybe Asian women in the future. I mean, whatever, we plan to expand, but we start with Thai women first. And I seek, women who have extraordinary stories, transformational stories, so that they can help to inspire others. It could be personal or business stories.
Absolutely. And I love the way that you talk about the Thai cave extraordinary experience at one of the IBM 100% clubs for the rock stars in the company. We had many members of the dive team who were involved, and the water expert, and many Thai people. And it was so, so uplifting to see how all of those forces came positively together. And I think that is not just an isolated example. Thailand has a greater percentage of women in senior leadership positions than many, many other countries in Asia Pac and
That's
the global average. Even only the Philippines is actually a higher percentage of women in senior positions. And, many Thai women who hold executive roles in public and private sectors, but like everywhere else in the world, especially in the parliament, in the government, in the judiciary, at local and national levels, women only account for just, less than a quarter of the high-ranking civil servants. And in my experience, it is Thai women in both the rural and the slightly more urban areas that really run families and organizations. So
Right.
in rural parts of Thailand, there is still considerable agro-poverty, discrimination, and as we
Yes.
know, exploitation.
Mhm.
And, you know, for many years, I have been fortunate enough to build a family home in southern Thailand since 2005 after
Mhm.
the tsunami. For many years, one of the princess royals, as you would get on Thai Airways, had a
Uh-huh.
message to talk about the domestic abuse inside
Mhm.
of Thai families. But we
Right.
think there is such amazing opportunity to learn from Asian women in general, Thai women, as we both have a focus there. And
Mhm.
um, we'll run through what we're looking for so that
Mhm.
you can help us showcase your resilience, your grit, your grace, your Buddhist philosophy, or indeed your Muslim faith, or Hindi ideals, or Western gravitas. So we are very open. We just want to use some amazing women to help us help other women. But Abel, why don't you sort of share some of what we might be looking for without making it such a tough job description?
Sure. I am looking for women specifically, at the moment, Thai women, who have extraordinary personal business stories to share. And of course, they need to be willing to share it publicly without worrying about, private details. Because this is why I'm doing this, because I find that I have a personality that attracts people to tell me the truth. And people tend to share and be very, very open and honest with me. I think it's because I'm also very open and honest. I don't have problem telling you that my husband and I talk about divorce. I don't know how many hundreds of times, in our 25 years together. I have no problem telling you my struggles and my suffering. And every single time when I am, for example, speaking, or I'm coaching, or I'm just talking with somebody, they open up and they feel a sense of healing. And I think that women have so much depth, so much to share. And I think that their voices are very, very important. Not just the voices of the women who have big titles, not just voices of women who are powerful. Because I wasn't born rich in any way. I am born very, very poor. And I got to this point because my parents worked really hard to help me get here. So I totally understand what it takes to come up from like nothing to I'm not wealthy now, but I feel quite abundant in my mind and in my heart that I am able to give. And this is, I guess, in a way for me to also encourage other people, to let them know that what you want to do, what you think you cannot do, you actually can. And your story is important because your story can actually help transform, help heal, and help to bring up other women or men as well in this series. And who knows where the series will go. But our words and our voices, meaning not myself and Harriet, but I'm talking about other women, is very, very important because words heal. Words can take us to war, but words can heal, and it can heal from the deepest parts of our heart. And that is, I mean, I guess, it's not a specific story, but whoever that you feel have something special, something that could be transformative, to share, a woman that you may know, please reach out to Harriet and myself.
Absolutely. And it's so, I think, important. I always say, if you can see it, you
Yeah,
can be it. So
right.
whether it's in executive positions, whether it's in the media, whether it's in government, and I think
Mhm.
that the grace and the beauty of those smiling faces behind it are often some very, very rich stories. So we're looking for Asian women, preferably Thai, but not
Yeah,
exclusively, who have a
right,
story to tell that
right.
might inspire other women. to you know, keep going, take a different path, do something different, reach another point. This is only for the good of the Asian sisterhood. And we've had a couple of people already who are saying, yeah, I think this is, I think I'd be prepared to be open and prepared to share what I've learned. And we're looking for more of you. So I think this could be tremendously exciting and helpful. And I don't know what you think, Abel, about if you can see it, you can be it. It seems something about the Buddhist and Thai culture that the practical relating to someone Asian and what they've been through is better than something theoretical that you can read. Is that kind of culturally accurate?
Can you ask that one more time? Can you ask that one?
It seems to me that in Asia and Thailand particularly, having someone that you can see, hear their stories, a practical manifestation of the progressing sisterhood is often more powerful than what you read about in a book or a magazine. And I was asking your opinion on that.
Right, definitely. A lot of women that I know, they tend to, I think, I wanted to link this before I answer the question. And that is the reason why I admire Harriet is because she is like a trailblazer, somebody who is a leader, somebody who is willing to just go and try new things and to not feel like they have to be part of a herd, like the herd mentality. And I guess this particular show, in a way, is encouraging more women to showcase their courageous stories through their words, through their voices, and to help others. Because we all know that nowadays video is the best medium to connect with others, like you said, more than books, more than magazines, because you can, in a way, you can feel, you can see, and you cannot touch, but at least you can see and try and understand who this person is. And I think it is very important. And of course, the Buddhist philosophy helped me a lot as well with my own, personal mental growth and my own spiritual growth. And that is one thing that I, definitely want to share in the future as well, about the beauty of the philosophy of Buddhism, which is not a religion, right?
And actually, Abel, as you say that, one of the things that has come up, we've had some lovely, rich comments that, Thai spiritual tradition is steeped in animism, the belief that all things have meaning and purpose and spirit, and that this interconnection and interrelatedness is so important, and this indigenous wisdom. And I think that's so important. And what Abel and I are trying to do is to help that interconnection by sharing stories and videos and maybe TV that people may not know about. It adds to the intersectionality or the interconnectivity. And someone just asked, what inspires me about the Buddhist faith? Well, Buddhism is one of the very few beliefs that is both a religion and a philosophy. I'm not sure I am gifted or special enough to embrace the religion, but in terms of the philosophy, it is this interconnection. You shout at someone, something bad happens. You step on a fly and something else suffers. That everything is interconnected, and that you should treat everything as if you wish to be treated yourself. And normally I try. I don't always succeed. I am human, I guess. But you weren't brought up as a Buddhist, or were you, Abel? No. So what? Same question to you. What inspires you? Are you Buddhist in faith or just the philosophy?
Just the philosophy. I do read a lot of books, And a lot of books that I read are mainly about personal development, spiritual growth. And just to, add to what you said, which is totally correct. In Thailand, for example, we live in Phuket. You live in Phuket, what, 6 months a year? And I live
Yes.
here for the last 16 years. When you connect yourself with nature more, and when you see the groundedness of the people here, and also, this is another thing, one of the things that I think is beautiful about what Harry and I are doing is that there's like a east and west kind of mixed into it. My mindset is very east and west. And I think Harriet is also now, similar evolution as me, very west before and now a little bit more east. And the philosophy of learning from nature is something that the West have forgotten. It's something that I never learned in America, in school. And what I learned here is, for example, patience. Just very, very, very simple things that I learned. I get frustrated when I was first here. I would go to the bank, and I found it very frustrating to go to the bank, and the banks don't communicate with each other. And you see, we have this fixed mindset about this is how things have to be, in America, like this is how things have to be, da da da. And when I lived in the US, I thought I was just superior to other people, even though I was an immigrant to US. And when I moved here, I was arrogant, impatient. And the way the bank ladies treated me, such patience, such calmness, and they calmed me down. They just stayed who they were. They did not get affected because of my annoyance, my anger, my impatience. And I learned so much from just very simple, simple things, from how people treated me by being themselves. They didn't do anything extra. They didn't yell back. They didn't blame me. They didn't yell at me. I was the one who was creating the fire within myself because I was frustrated with the banking system, for example. And then I realized they were my reflection in the mirror. They were my reflection of myself telling me, Abel, just calm down. What you think is right is not right in a different country. You have to learn to adjust, to adapt, and many things. And patience is one of the biggest lessons I learned from just Thai people in general in living in this country. And I think Buddhism also teaches a philosophy, I'm not sure about the religion of Buddhism. I don't know what is the actual difference, but
maybe we're not
yeah,
yet of this
yeah,
higher order. And we've just had
yeah,
a couple of people, Abel. I want to keep it
yes,
real time to the
okay,
for all of you joining. People are coming in, going out, where
right.
Abel and I are reviewing a new project, Extraordinary Everyday Asian Women. And we've just had a couple of questions about really like the sound of this project. Would you consider making a documentary?
Ooh.
So that's
Who is
exciting.
yes, definitely. I think we would love to. Obviously, it's got to be realistic. We would love to because I personally have a television background, and it's something that I enjoy doing is sharing stories. This is one of the reasons why Harriet and I found a common interest, and to share. I think it would be definitely something that we would like to pursue in the future. Yeah.
Fabulous. So I think to remind everyone what we're looking for. We're looking for you to nominate someone. Obviously, talk to them first so that you have their support. We'd
Yes.
like to do a couple more LinkedIn lives featuring some of the people that we have already found and some others. We will replay this for those that couldn't watch it. We'll put it on Abel's TV, her website. We'll put it on YouTube. And I'd just like to offer Abel a chance. I'm looking at the questions. If you'd like to just say anything to close out from your perspective. I think we've shared our passion, our shared interest, our mission, but anything else you'd like to say for those tuning in and those who'll tune in on the recording?
First of all, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting, to all the viewers. Thank you for thinking to help us, and thank you for asking the questions. That means that you're thinking and you're trying to, somehow help support our initiative to give voices to more Asian women, which is obviously where our passion lies. You can find me. Obviously, you know where to find Harriet. Obviously, you're watching here. But if you would like to find me, you can also find me on LinkedIn. I am on Facebook under Abel Wanamakok, which is I think I'll have to type out my last name later. But you can just try to look for me in You Are Able. I have a You Are Able video series. Maybe that will help you to remember my name easier. Just You Are Able. I think it's easier than Abel Wanamakok. Or you can try to find me on Instagram as well under MC Able. So it's EMCEEABLE. So welcome to reach out to Harriet or myself.
We'll put all of these on the recording so that and like to thank the wonderful Constance Ayrton, who is our most able CMO behind the scenes, who's equally passionate about these series, and to thank her for all of her great work and her grace. I would just like to say sawadika, kohaimi komsuka. Have a great day now, both tonight and tomorrow, and we look forward to your nomination. So a huge thank you, and this is just the start of our extraordinary, everyday Asian women soon-to-be documentary. Thank you.
Sounds great. ขอบคุณมากค่ะ. Thank you so much.
Thank you.